Responsibility. It comes naturally to some, but for others, it can come with a lot of missed marks. High school students are very close to being on their own and having to be responsible for themselves and not have mommy and daddy to rely on anymore. I feel that we should start easing high school students into responsibility. It can start with simple things. What I specifically would like to talk about today is easing them into this responsibility by allowing them to go off campus for lunch. This is intended to prepare them for the freedom that they're about to have in college. For some, a few short months away, and for others, 1 or 2 years. Of course, there are possible risks with allowing students to go off campus for lunch. We know this, and that's why most schools haven't already enacted this. The biggest risk that we see here is skipping. However, this is going to be actually a really important thing for the students to learn now. Because in college, they're going to have the opportunity to skip class every single day if they want to. So giving them this ability to make that decision for themselves on whether or not they skip class or they come to class is very important. A study by Dr. McGonigal shows that people learn from their mistakes. So if we give them the space to make this mistake in high school and they go ahead and learn the consequences of skipping class, they're less likely to do this in college when the curriculum is also more important and more difficult for them to learn. We see this as a practice round. Dr. Moser has also done a study more specifically on the brain, and he shows that the brain responds to what goes wrong, and then it looks at why it went wrong and how to fix it or prevent it in the future. This is why it's so important for students and children to start learning from their mistakes when they're young so that they don't make bigger mistakes later on in life. This connection will help them not only just get adjusted to college, but for their whole future. Respect is another big thing that we see here. High school students can tell when their teachers are treating them like children and not showing them that respect. This is actually the root of a lot of behavioral issues in high school students. If they don't feel they are being respected, they're not going to return the respect. So if we give them this additional responsibility and show that we believe in them and believe that they'll make the right choices, we should definitely see more respect to their teachers and peers as well. And that comes from Help for Troubled Teens. So we should be treating them like adults and giving them greater responsibility. This does not mean loads of homework and independent projects, as many people will say is the new responsibility that they're training them for. When you say that the responsibility is something like projects and homework, all it does is make responsibility seem like it's a punishment. We don't want them to think that responsibility is a punishment because it's not. Responsibility comes with fun things, bad things, everything. So we want to show them all sides of that and how it can be exciting for the rest of their lives. So going off campus will help them practice this and also just make them happier by giving them a fun responsibility. What sounds better to you? A cafeteria lunch of browned bananas or some packed from home, or going to your favorite fast food restaurant, even just for 40 minutes of the day? A simple choice like this can make an entire student's day, week, month, year, depending on how often they're allowed to make this decision. But we all know that your favorite food can put you in a good mood. Easing them into small responsibilities like this will help them greatly in the future, as when you're going to college, your biggest or your newest responsibility is of course managing your coursework, but that's not the only responsibility you're getting thrown into. All of a sudden, you also are going to be living on your own. You're going to have to go grocery shopping, you're going to have to do your own laundry, put gas in your car, you're going to have to do everything that your parents might normally do for you or assist you with. So it's important that we go ahead and start easing them into responsibility now instead of throwing all of it on them at once, because new responsibilities are so stressful and college is stressful, so we want to help them ease into this transition into this new life more easily with less stress. This will also not only benefit each student, but benefit their whole surrounding area and community. This will be good for school systems. A study at Harvard showed that there's a positive correlation between students' happiness and their grades and success and achievement. So if students are happier, they're going to be working harder. They're going to be focused more on learning and not just passing for the stress of it. So this will benefit the whole school system. If a whole school system sees increased grades like this, as they should due to these shown by these studies, then their whole school system is better, and then all of a sudden the housing market is also better, which then boosts the local economy. So we can see that this not only positively can affect the students, but it can spread to the whole community and be positive. Not only can it go to the community, but if we see this adopted on a nationwide level, we can see an entire generation of better educated and happier students and boosted economy. So in conclusion, students are going to have the option every single day to skip their classes in college. They're going to have the option to make mistakes and learn from them. It's important that we go ahead and let them learn now, because it can make them happier, it can lead to more success in the future, and it can also spread to the communities and even reach a nationwide level of success if we adopt this and start treating our high school students more like adults.